Arm yourself with pens, and shield yourselves with graph paper, as we gather on the campfire of our collective imaginations. After Nier and Theros found one twisted path down to the Force Convergence, they conquered the water challenge within the Temple of Ebb and Flow. Now attuned to their lightsaber crystals over a few days, Theros having used many parts from Shiri's lightsaber cache, they emerge from the temple once more. Behind them, there are few memories of the time loop, 4 groups locked in an interminable cycle. The nursery, the adults, the royalty, and the intuitive, which includes Nier and Theros. The shaman has insisted that if you were going to meet them, you need to meet them early in the morning, or else you would risk the effects of the comet's collision with the planet. While, as well, Nier has found that the Queen has maps and charts, which have knowledge that has been lost to time. That is one of the 4 groups you've investigated a little bit. And ahead of you are the unknown corridors of the Temple of Ebb and Flow, as well as the greater dunes of Vetsum, its oasis settlements and terminal towns, or a city like Cryoport. Only from there could they reach the stars. Here you are at the mouth. You have your land speeder and Shiri's bike hidden away decently. You know, like you're not like you guys see them when they're here, but you have the benefit of being in the middle of nowhere, honestly.
Yeah, I know Nier would pass the information that he got from the Queen about the potential other temples. I'd pass that on to the our Padawan friend that we've been hanging out with in there. I would say we're maybe not quite ready to explore that quite yet, but it might be something we could come back to. I figured he might be interested in that as well. So I'd probably just would have passed that information on just to...
Yeah, Vadgu accepts the information. He's interested to have an angle because he has been fully stumped with the time loop himself. He just goes there to meditate and kind of focus on Jedi teachings rather than Vesemite teachings.
Fair enough.
Also, there's free food and water, so like he's like technically good for life.
Yeah. As far as that goes, I think Nier is about ready to get out of here.
Did we not want to explore that last corridor? Or I guess, I don't know, if there's really nothing of note in that corridor, I mean, we can just kind of skip it, but otherwise, I think we want to explore that corridor.
I have a hard time deciding what you guys would think of note, so let's say that there are unknown things remaining in the temple. You've barely touched on to the dark side jellyfish, and then there's the corridor, is really what it is. So you guys ready to go back in?
Yeah, sure. I feel like I'd definitely like to explore that corridor at least. I want nothing to do with dark side jellyfish. As curious as I am, that seems like...
Looks like this map got switched in direction, so either way, this is where the entrance would be. Do you guys remember which direction you went last time?
Yes.
Left.
This way, then this way, and then this way, and then down here.
So are you going that way, or are you going to try to go the other direction? Where you have sensed that there are living creatures in the area. I got rid of the fog of war. Like, it's easier, like, in this kind of exploration, you guys already know that there are snakes hiding around here.
Nier would want absolutely nothing to do with the snakes.
Yeah, I think I'm just good to head back through the, that tunnel.
Sure, so you go back through the tunnel, where it gets, it's been dark this entire time. And then you get here, then we orient you. Vad lights his lightsaber.
I do the same.
Yeah, I also get a full rainbow going.
And then over here, there's the direction. Now here, do you as players remember which way is which?
I believe we went this way, then this way, then this way, then this way, then this way, here. And then there was this dead guy. Then we came over here, and then we went out.
Do you copy that same thing, or do you explore this floor at all?
I think I'm gonna, I'm more or less like, alright, I'm just walk through here.
Yeah, I'd probably just walk through as well.
Unless I start seeing like interesting on the things on the wall that are gonna make me want to explore more, I'm just gonna kind of walk past it.
Which brings you back to the green area where you had satisfied the larger reptile to the south. And around here, they didn't come over when I did that little port thing, but there are a bunch of unknown plants within this area as well, and fungi.
I think I would just kind of do the same thing, just keep on moving through.
Because your guy's stat hasn't really changed that much, you're able to just kind of skirt around the reptile. It still is not pleased that you're there, but it does allow you to move on. Just gonna grab that map.
Probably go ahead and hop over the little water.
Narratively, yeah, you guys are not challenged by it. You've already passed the fear check against this thing, radiating with all of the dark side energies, and only the path to the left, or I guess in my case, the west would exist. You just continue on.
Yep.
So this is not there was not a path going this way.
No, there's not really a path there. My blocker disappeared,
Okay, sounds good.
and this should be facing the other direction. So 1 second. And there would be no south path here.
Okay.
Continuing on.
Here, just to see if you guys get some strain, because there's a risk of falling into the waterfall. I'm going to ask for a coordination or athletics check here, 2 difficulty.
It's extra slippery this time. Alright. Alright, I got 1 success, 1 threat.
Alright, I'm just going to say that threat is to erase any good karma we had from the downtime.
Okay.
And then for your friend.
Did you say 2 difficult?
Yes.
Okay. 1 success.
You succeed, and so does Bad. So you guys can continue on. And at this point, the effects of this room have already depleted on you because it's been multiple days. But you remember that there were not quite toxic, but kind of like almost medical pollens and spores within this area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything to protect yourselves this time, or are you just gonna move on through?
I don't think I really have anything that could protect me from something like
Probably
that.
just put my hand over my face, my nose and mouth, and hold my breath as we walk through.
For the simple fact of your preparation, doing anything, I'm going to give you a boost die to this. This is going to be the resilience against 3 difficulty.
One failure, 2 advantage for me.
What would you like to use that advantage for?
With the 1, I can just give, I give my ally a boost on his next check, right?
That's into the pool. So 1 would be to the next check. 2 would be for the pool.
Right. Yeah. Just to his next one, because I've only got the 1. So whatever the next check may be, unless that's not relevant here.
No, that's fine. Let me pull out the rules for this and mark near.
Alright, and then I had a success.
Or actually, I'm sorry, rather than doing the boost, I was looking at the options over here on your page. Um, is there anything that I could maybe like notice something informational about this room? About what's going on with these spores?
Yeah, you can do that. First of all, of course, with the success, you resist the effects of this. So the upside to these are that they remove setback dice from pain for 12 hours, but then you're going to get a disadvantage result, just like that, like a straight disadvantage result on all the checks for the next 24 hours. And because you guys are force sensitive, this is what you're learning from the two. Because you're force sensitive, it's going to affect you twice as long. And if you guys were more powerful force users, it would dull your connection to the force. It would suppress your force, but it would normally reduce your force rating by 1, but it's still, you're just going to stay at 1. It doesn't take you to 0.
Okay.
So that's a special fact you learned about here. So it could, like, in theory, be weaponized against Jedi for that reason.
Huh.
But yeah, you guys are able to move through. Let me roll for Vad real fast. Vad's fine, and because he got the triumph, I'm gonna let him get the benefits of this without the drawbacks of it. But yeah, you guys can pretty simply move back, and that puts you into the force conversions, and then you could go north from there to get to the water challenge, and then it was from, you hadn't checked the eastern path from the water challenge, so you want to go straight to the challenge?
Yep.
Alright. And you guys didn't break it, but you're gonna have to navigate from the south portion to the east portion. So this is gonna be, with your previous work, how would you going to resolve this? Because you guys kind of coordinated, so somebody was holding the water and timing your jumps between this.
Let's see. Well, I think we could just jump to the first one, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of challenge is that again?
Athletic.
Yeah, it'd be athletics for the jump.
Okay.
Difficulty 3. It's not supposed to be that hard for the trial, but because of the flow from the glacier ever since it hit, that's why this is working at a higher pressure than normal.
I got a threat.
So it is going to take you a little bit of effort. Your character is wet. I'm going to give you that, not like a setback. I'm going to give you like the wet condition in case it comes up for a little bit.
Okay.
Can I get another force die?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but mine disappeared. Thank you. Alright.
So you need to do the F, or whatever it is. The roll.
Oh, the roll? Okay.
Yeah, roll's always superior.
You can't just drop the dice. You got to roll them. Nice.
Well, I got the dark thing first.
Oh, so you rolled again. So yeah, so you don't make any progress. Vad does make a solid leap up, and he's gonna offer you guys a hand this time. But for that, so one of you is wet, the other one just kind of like you decide not to make it. You almost get in between where it's up and down between the two platforms, but you kind of stumble and decide to hold off.
Okay.
You can try again if you want with a boost from Vad.
Jesus. 2 failures.
Well, it doesn't cost you anything.
And success to advantage.
So, and I think roll another boost for Theros because of that one of those in the pool. Did you already do that?
I don't think it would matter. Yeah, no, you can only get one success, so it would not matter for him. So even with another boost, he would still have one failure, even if he got a success on it.
But Nier makes it. What are you going to spend that advantage on?
I'll put it in the pool.
So you want to try again with 3 boosts total? 1 from Vad helping, and then the 2 in the pool?
Well, even then, I think it would only bring me to, try, like, completely re-roll it?
No, to... Yeah, totally new roll.
Okay, I was just like, at that point, I still won't be able to. Alright, let's see.
You know what?
All
But
right.
what's happening is you refresh the advantage. So everyone's cheering you on. They know you can do this. You just you're not feeling the cosmic force very strongly today.
Alright. Oh.
Are you going to use those boosts? Oh wow.
Me and Bat are just like sitting up there, just, like trying not to laugh.
Dude, honestly, like, Critical Role has its doors, and we have fucking ledges, alright?
Or tables.
Yep.
Alright, so after much attempt, go ahead, take a strain. Your character is a little anxious after that whole event, and then you guys can get out of here with no additional issue. And at this bridge, you can see that there are some bioluminescent things within the water beneath it. But otherwise, Avad remarks that if he had thought of running this way, it'd probably be... You probably never would have caught him. You could have just broken the bridge.
I just said, like, it's a good thing we caught you before the bridge, then.
Well, shall we go on?
No, just laugh at him. Is there a big fish in there, or is it just bioluminescent? That's just part of the...
So, I just rolled athletics against 2 challenge and 3 difficulty for jumping across, and I got 1 success.
So you did better with the challenge than the difficulty.
I did better with 2 challenge and 3 difficulty.
Chances are like that. But there's not supposed to... In the original Ataraxian bear art for this, there is a big fish there. I tried to kind of erase the fish out. I was impressed that you can make out a big fish shape in there.
It's like really obvious.
Yeah. On our end, it's very obvious.
That's interesting. I wonder if the art didn't update. Do you see what... Is it different than what it says on my screen?
What do you mean, what it says?
Like on my screen...
On your stream?
I don't think... I guess, like,
Stream.
Oh, yeah, it is different. Okay, so that's the shadow of the fish. I got rid of the fish. I forgot to get rid of the fish's shadow. So that shadow should not be there. My bad.
That's super strange. But, yeah, okay. Okay, so no fish, just bioluminescent. I'm just gonna look at it and be like, well... Can we just walk across?
Yeah, I mean, just walked across, so I just kind of followed him.
We'll just follow him, then.
Probably was for Vesemite sightseeing or something like that. And this one's not supposed to be here, so 1 second.
I'm gonna say this for clear.
And you come upon this one, another room with twisting coils of water, but also what appears to be some type of guardian.
Does it seem to be like one of the Vesamites, I guess, like
Yes,
like in the Convergence?
it does appear to be one of the same types of Vestamites. He appraises you both, but does not speak in the common. Like when you were in the conversions, your minds contacted and like everything was translated for you through some cosmic coincidence. But here, the language barrier exists, and then after a little bit, he basically demonstrates how you would have gone through the water temple. Like this was a hint for the water temple. So he uses the force to part the two coils and then walks through.
Okay. I guess I will step up and try to do the same.
Yeah, so it's going to be just the move, so just roll the force dice.
See, where is it?
One light side.
That's exactly enough, and so you contact with the water, with your mind. Your feelings reach out, and like two invisible pillars, you part the waters, and you're able to cross freely. You can even hold it for your friends, but maybe they want to try.
Well, no.
I'll
And then the specter evaporates. And you come upon another bridge. And Vaz says, now here, this is where I would have wanted to drop you. And then as he looks down, you can see that because it has been relatively downhill and kind of looped, you can hear that it would have fallen into a large body of water down here that would have led to that other one, that other bridge. So it's not an empty, bottomless pit. It would just fall into water after a while.
Okay. So I will start walking across.
And then you come into another room that hints at the life within the Temple of Ebb and Flow, because this would have been, if you went this direction, the first sign of water you would have seen. The underground rivers feeding the life here, but there is no light, so it's all fungal in this room.
Bink.
If you have no interest in those, then you can move on to a much more fungal room. However, you don't feel any spores in here. I'll mention that there is no path to the west, just my blocker didn't move. And then to the north, you would see, it looks like the glowing path. So these are bioluminescent mushrooms as well. You would come in, it would have been like this nice warm glow. And you don't feel like the spores assaulting you or anything. It's a very calm, almost comfortable room.
Yeah, I guess if there's nothing really weird up in here, I just keep walking.
Which would take you relatively there. Now you've explored the entire temple. It takes you where to the snakes were the whole time.
Damn it.
Alright.
Okay, well, at least now we know.
I was like, I wonder what way that goes. Alright.
So you can either go this way and either run away from the snakes or fight the snakes, or we can narratively say you guys turn all the way around and get out that way. It's up to you if you want to avoid the snakes or face the snakes.
I'm just fine just running. Just running straight out.
I'm kind of okay with that. Unless Vad would need some help dealing with the snakes.
I mean, he ran with us.
Vad laughs and says he hopes he sees you guys again soon. He's going to go back into the temple.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so just a quick athletics against... I'm going to make it one challenge die.
Oh, good.
I believe you've got 2 boosts in the pool right now.
Sure do.
You need the help on that.
Don't you have the enhanced things?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have to roll the force die separately, but you just keep it around.
Yeah, I just won't use the boost.
You said one challenge, right?
One
Oh.
challenge. And so that one threat is going to be a strain, but even bother taking it because you guys are about to roll cool or discipline to recover your strain anyway.
Uh-oh.
So this is a weirdo. I'm going to say one of them chases you out a little bit. So we're going to get back to the main map. And we don't need to do this in initiative order. I'm going to assume you guys are going to go faster than the snake. So you guys are now out. This one snake is nipping at your heels.
Alright, gonna pull out my newly, recrystallized lightsaber and slash it, or attempt to.
Alright, make your attempt. I'm going to spend a dark side point to upgrade this. So it's going to be against 1 red, 1 purple, 1 difficulty, 1 challenge.
Okay.
What are you spending that advantage on?
Going to put one in the pool and give one to Nier.
Alright, Nier's going to have a chance.
Okay, I'll bring out my lightsaber as well and do a slash at it. That out of the way. And what was the difficulty you said?
This one is now just 2 purple. I was upgraded against him.
Okay, and then he said he gave me a boost, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Is your successful advantage of 1 triumph?
You know, it hangs in.
Then I think, what can I do on a triumph if I fail?
Let's look at the chart.
I'm like trying to think.
You get a free
cut off its
maneuver.
legs.
Oh, you cut off its legs?
I guess can I like make it more difficult if it tries to attack us?
Yeah, so you can either upgrade the difficulty or you can add a setback die. It's your choice.
Upgrade
What do you-
he's funnier.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So you get a despair,
And then I'll add 2 boosts. 2 boosts to the pool, and then I wanted to check on something real quick.
so we have 3 boosts in the pool right now.
You guys both used one,
No.
I did not use one.
so you have 5.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So that's all I got then.
So because you're upgrading, it's going to be 1 challenge, 1 difficulty. And it gets 1 advantage. It's just gonna recover whatever strain it had from its hard serpentine life, and then back to the top, which either one of you.
I see the relief in its eyes as it gets over childhood trauma as my lightsaber goes to connect.
There you go. So you do manage to kill the serpent.
Finally forgave its father, and that was it.
At least it died.
And then that was technically 2 advantages because I get my Xi'an reverse grip on my main lightsaber.
You too.
So add another boost to that pile.
See, this is why you allow these kinds of scenes to happen. You guys are really setting yourself up for success later on. You got a light side point back in the pool. You got plenty of boosts.
Just get like a whole stack of boosts until a really critical moment.
So, are you leaving Shiri's bike here, or are you taking both that and the speeder back?
I was gonna say we take both back, but I don't know if you can, tow a speeder bike, the speeder car.
I don't think you guys have proper towing equipment. You might be able to spend a force point to say. Sorry, what you're saying?
I was just saying, like, Theros, you can have the bike, and I'll take the speeder itself.
Sure.
If you want. And now, do we want to go back to Zakar, or do we want to go somewhere else? I forget. Did we gather if Shiri like knew many people around here?
You got the idea that she wouldn't be missed.
Yeah, I think she just kind of.
Then never mind.
Yeah. So, I say let's go back to car, but I do want to stop off by my droid friends.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it's a.
Which is good because I want to drop the speeder off at my droid friends so that they have more vehicles to move.
It is a multiple day trip either way.
The bike?
Yeah. Yeah, the bike.
Okay. Well, I guess the ones with like arms and legs.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
They can just tie the other ones up with rope, drag them along.
I thought we'd sell it.
I mean, thought about that, but then I was like, man, droids are gonna need more speeders in order to get to the temple, so...
I could not give a fuck less about those droids.
I know, which is why I thought about this and you did.
So I'm gonna let you either have your characters roll a piloting check to determine what would be a fast path, or if you guys remember what the fastest path is, we can start rolling for the distance you're gonna make.
I think we came down this way, right?
That's right, and it's because the planet is round. Like the mountain would be like a little bit off the map on this side.
Okay. Okay, so do we still need a piloting check?
You will to get out of the Dune Sea.
Okay, and what is that piloting check?
There's going to be 1 challenge and 1 difficulty.
Ah, sweet. Okay. I'm gonna use a boost.
I should have thought about that before. I rolled 2 failure, 2 advantage, so I'll add 1 boost back to the pool.
Alright, and I rolled 1 failure.
So because you both failed, you guys do not get out of the Dune Sea. You managed to get out of the tomb area, but in the first 6 hours travel of that day, you kind of either get lost or kind of moored. If you want to roll that again, or make a survival check if you wanted to try to reorient yourselves a little more effectively.
Make a survival check.
This will be 3 difficulty, unless you have some kind of tool or a good role play that could explain how you specifically are doing it. Because right now you're just kind of like looking at the stars.
Okay. Didn't realize survival was cunning. All right. And I'm sorry. What was the difficulty on that?
This is 3 difficulty.
Okay. Oh, well, forget that.
Just roll 1 more difficulty if you want.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it... Alright, let's see. We said 1 more difficulty. Yeah. So that's going to be 2 successes, 4 threats.
2 successes, 4 threats. So you do manage to get yourselves out of the Dune Sea. But it has been stressful for your character to do all of that. So I'm going to take a setback and give you 2 strain.
Alright.
The next closest place is Oasis Junction. That's where you stopped for a little bit on the way upwards. But because the kind of the path you took was Oasis Junction, and then the roads were much more favorable. and then you took the path towards Zakar, if that's where you're going.
Well, I was gonna stop by the droids, but yeah, Cigar is where we are eventually.
Droids are over here.
I'm on the way.
So you could still, like, if you could save a little bit of time by not going to Oasis Junction if you wanted to.
I mean, I personally don't care about going to Oasis Junction right now.
Simple enough.
I just figured, like, if at that point it would have been already a long day of travel, like, we could just have spent the night there.
Oh, as is that was your entire day. You guys traveled about 200 miles in the sandy oceany part, so it's very rough on the vehicles, and you're able to get out of it so that you actually have solid ground to rest on that night.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, go ahead and spend a ration. You guys can recover all of your strain as you rest over the night, and then it's the next day, and you're still off-roading. So this was going to be a 2 difficulty piloting check this time.
You said 2 difficulty?
Yes.
I'm gonna use a boost.
I will also use a boost. Okay, 2 successes, 1 threat.
Your first strain of the day. What's the 3 advantage for?
I'll add a boost to the pool and then give one to Theros for his next thing.
Alright, so you guys have managed to get not quite onto the road, but you're at least outside of the rough parts. So here along the trains, it will be pretty safe, and you could do it no roll. Or the other option is to go across the desert to get to the astromech droids.
You're the one that wants to go to the droids.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna roll.
It's another 2 difficulty. So one of you gets a boost.
Ooh. 0 successes, 0 advantage.
You see what your ally gets.
So 1 success.
Oh wait, I also got a
boost.
boost.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Alright, so let's
I'll
see.
add that boost to the pool.
That's cock. You want to roll that again?
What is that? Ah!
Well, it's
Well,
more
I'll add
advantage.
it to the pool.
And what did Nier get?
I got 1 success, 2 advantage. So I'm just gonna add it to the pool as well.
So you guys are rolling well. At least there's advantage. So it's not like any of the swoop bike gangs that harry the trains or anything are going to run upon you guys. But you do manage to progress.
Alright.
For the sake of speed, I'm not going to pull out their map or anything unless you like specific you want to know. But you get in. You're greeted by the R1 that throws you the gang sign as it recognizes just Theros. And then you can get the sled pulled in. You go deep in. It's like an easy 15-20 minute walk to get down to where they actually are. You see that there is one R3 with the arms and legs and a half-built R3, and then the R2, of course.
Okay. Was it the R? Wasn't it the R? No, the R3 did not. That's right. The R2 was the one trying to get the body.
Yes, but but was also the one that constructed the R3s.
Yeah. So I will, kind of explain to the R2, be like, so I found a space where you can remain hidden away from the meat bags. The only thing is there is a meat bag in the temple, but he has agreed to more or less, not bother you all if you don't bother him, and unless the meatbags come stating that they know me and that's why they're there, you can basically shoot any that come in.
So they seem very suspicious. First of all, they ask for the coordinates before they pry on.
Well,
You don't need to like say specifically what the coordinates are, but like if you share them or not.
yeah, I share them.
And then they say it's very suspicious you're friends with so many meat bags, but they're willing to check it out. Roll a charm or negotiate against. I'm going to spend a dark side point and make it 1 red, 1 purple.
How many boosts do we have?
4.
Okay, good.
Actually, I think we each added 2 more to it on that last roll, right?
No, I added one.
Oh, I know, but I added 1. Oh, I guess
You had it was 3 more total. So you have 7 boost
Okay.
and a setback. Throw a setback in there.
Okay. And it was a difficulty, a challenge, a setback, and then how many boosts do I have?
Up to 7. You used 5.
Yeah, because I needed them.
Well done. So you get an affirmative that they will not bother Vad. They just ask you to give a good description of him, and then they're happy to leave him. Like, especially the fact that he has a lightsaber. They think it'd be very easy for them to identify them positively, and then not stun him and then throw him out into the desert. They also thank you for the speeder bike and ask if there's any repairs or anything you need done before you head out.
I am actually going to. Yes, I did suffer some damage in my last encounter with the meat bag. Originally, I was going to have you assist me eliminating. Could I get some components for repair back at my homestead?
Yeah, certainly. And I wanted to clarify that nobody is actually injured in those 3 days in the temple. You guys could have killed each other, but just like because of the language you're using, it wasn't certain to me. They're willing to give you like a repair kit, a couple of spare supplies, probably worth in all like 200 credits or so.
Okay, I was trying to get like droid parts, but I guess
Yeah, they are droid parts, but they're like the redundant parts that are most often replaced. So they're also the cheapest
okay.
ones.
Okay. And alright, one day we'll be able to do it. Alright, otherwise, yeah, I think that's,
Hop back in the speeder with me.
Yep.
Nice. You guys spent all session building up to that roll so far.
As we're driving back to Zakar, I'm gonna be like, man, you got a whole bag of scrap out of that.
Well, that and bodyguards for our new friend.
As long as they don't start a war with the Vesemite ghosts.
Now, see,
What are they gonna do? Kill them?
there's an interesting thing because droids are usually immune to the Force in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, so what would even happen when or if they went into the convergence? Like, would it just be a rock to them? This is something for your characters to lose sleep over. Alright, so yeah, it's not an additional roll, and you can get back to Zakar. That is certainly the end of your day, and it's nighttime when you arrive at Zakar.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, real quick, clarification. So when I built that other lightsaber, I was more or less rebuilding the one that I got from Shiri's backpack. I just wanted to make sure we were both on the same page.
Yeah, that's the one you componentized?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way the componentized works is that you just get it a few minutes, and you can apply that to any lightsaber.
Oh, no, I meant like when I made like the full-on like lightsaber crafting thing for the defensive lightsaber.
Oh, that's the one you recrafted.
Yes.
Cool.
I just wanted to make sure, like, it wasn't like, oh, I have 3 lightsabers now. It was,
Yeah.
now I have.
Thanks for checking that. Yeah. You have 2 lightsabers and you tweaked one of them.
Okay. All right.
And then I just wanted to also clarify. Defensive 1 means that like I add 1 more difficulty to attacks.
I believe
Well,
it's
attacking me,
a
right?
setback to people who attack you.
Okay. Okay. Because I got that due to the like lots of advantages on when I'm tuning to the Ghost Fire Crystal.
Yeah. So it had 7. I'm a
Alright, cool. Also, I have to use the restroom really fast.
Sure. Let's take 2.
I'll be right the back.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna get some water.
Yep. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. So it's up to you guys if you want to sleep in your land speeder one more time when you get to Zakar, or you want to spend a little bit of credits for a room.
I'm gonna spend a little bit of credits for a room.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Just 20 credits. You guys can split it, or just one of you pays the 20.
Want to just split it?
Yep.
Okay.
Same as a good deal. We're going to Theater of the Mind this. You guys are back in Zakar. The basic places for you to go are Besru's business, Dr. Kuda's clinic, the tavern, the streets where you saw the little boy with the astromech droid, you saw the retired Storm clone trooper, and that's kind of it. Like that's Zakar for the most part.
Okay. Do I have enough components left over to make a half-assed training lightsaber?
The training lightsaber is probably easier for you, because it's going to be definitely enough components for that. It doesn't need to handle as much as a typical lightsaber.
Okay.
You're going to do that in Zakar?
Yeah, well, we're in one of the rooms. Because I need to prove that we killed a Jedi.
Yes. Okay, so it's like there's a mixture of deception in here, and you want to make it look like a training saber. So just a regular mechanics check. But you're probably going to sleep that night, and then the next day working on it in the apartment.
Yep.
While you're crafting, what does Nier want to do?
Did you say something about like Griffo and Emmons had like some sort of job that they needed help with?
They're willing to take you on their day job, where they're just kind of holding down the fort. They also, once a week or so, have been hired by Besru to help defend the train. And Besru's he's always trying to expand his businesses and empires.
Okay. Just trying to remember some options. I'd probably just like sit and talk to Theros and just kind of get a plan together of what we want to do while he's tinkering.
Yeah,
It takes me 4 hours less than it typically would to create that.
Nice.
And then I would imagine there's probably a place to prove that you killed a Jedi. I don't know if it'd be in this town if we talked to one of the stormtroopers.
It's a very specific question. So, if you're just walking to a stormtrooper and saying, "Hey, where do I hand in a Jedi?" then they're going to tell you to go to the local outpost. But to get like an official response, like you can just hand it in, get a bunch of credit. But if you wanted to squeeze as much value out of it, you'd probably need to go to Cryoport, where there's a more substantial officer regiment.
How
That
much
could
is
be our
the
ticket into Cryoport.
well?
It's a city, so like if you wanted to take, when we say ticket, he
I-
says the train is about 50 credits both ways.
So I think Cryoport we can just kind of walk into. I don't think
Yeah.
like you need a reason to get in there.
Okay.
How much is the payout here in Zakar?
So typically, if you're able to bring in a Jedi live, that's 20,000 credits. If you just kill the Jedi and you bring a dead Jedi, that's typically around 10,000 credits.
Okay. And if we couldn't get the Jedi back because the Dune Seas took him, and I have his lightsaber.
You would probably need to have a speak with an officer about that, which you can find one at the outpost. And if you can convince them, they might give you 1,000 credits.
Does that train, like, these gray lines are the train tracks, right?
Right.
Does that train job take us into Cryoport?
You know what? I think going to Cryoport would be fun. Do we want to go to Cryoport?
I would like to go to Cryoport.
Okay,
but I'm
let's go
just
to
wondering, like, if we could just drive, but if we could make some money on the way there.
Yeah.
You'd need to
an
speak to
option,
Besser to get
maybe.
the specifics about it.
Okay. So yeah, what I just need to talk to, I just need to figure out who I need to speak to in Cryoport.
And then you need to convince them that you actually killed a Jedi and this is their lightsaber.
Yep. So
We'll probably just have to go to, like, reception at the base.
okay. And are you saying I have to deceive them now or deceive them in Cryoport?
You could do it now, and you probably get like the very vanilla. Like it's maybe a 30-minute walk to try and find the outpost here.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out who I need to go talk to. That's all I'm trying to find out.
And then there'll be an officer, and you would negotiate with the officer basically, and you get a very like he probably has more limits on what he could award you here than if you was in Cryoport. But if you're just looking for the 1,000 credits, you could do it here.
Okay, so I'm fine going over to Cryoport. It's just I just need to talk to an Imperial officer in Cryoport. That's basically what I'm getting, right?
Yeah, or
Yeah, okay.
you can talk to an Imperial officer in any of these places. There'll also likely be some in the train stations.
Okay. Alright. I mean, we wanted to go Cryoport anyway, so. By the way, all of my lightsabers are broken down into tiny little bits in my secret compartment.
So, Theros, do we want to see if the train job goes into Cryoport and then potentially help with that?
Yeah.
Or do we want to just go?
If we can see about the train job.
Okay, then let's go. It was Besseru, you said?
Yeah, best true.
Alright, let's go talk to them. Was he the guy that was, like, walking around trying to get clout?
Exactly him.
Awesome.
Also, if I talk to the stormtrooper and I'm like, hey, who do I turn this lightsaber into? It's not like, oh man, you can't be walking around with that, or how.
It is contraband, so like you wouldn't want to just like have it out and like walk towards them because they'd be like, hey, we'll just take it from you. You get no reward.
Okay.
Like the Empire is also like well known for like kind of pulling that kind of shady thing too.
Okay. So I mean, that would just probably also be in me backpack, just not taken apart. Not in the secret
Let's go
compartment.
see Besseru, though.
Yeah. I'll let you do the talking this time.
So as you are crossing Kuda's clinic on the way to Besru, he pokes his head out and says, "Hey, Theros, have you guys seen Jex lately?"
Jex.
That was his boy with the astromech. Maybe your characters hadn't made the connection that Jex Kuda is Dr. Kuda's son.
No, we haven't. Everything okay?
I haven't seen him in a few days. He was just doing his rounds, trying to make some money, crying, but he's been missing. If you can find him, it would mean so much to me. I'm just a rural oasis doctor, but I could probably hook you up with some powerful medicine.
And you definitely did us a solid not too long ago, so yeah, I'll definitely take a look around, see what I can do.
Thank you.
I can't make any promises, of course, but hopefully we'll have something turn up.
Hopefully, Jack.
Do you have any idea where to start or where he likes to hang out?
I have checked all over Zakar, so he's either way out and who knows where on this planet, or he found some underground area and he's trapped.
Lovely. All right, well, we'll see what we can do.
And he thanks you for at least keeping your eyes open, and you can go on to Besru. In there is Rom 2X's, the large Twi'lek with the two vibroxes on his belt, who grunts and waves you in with his head. And then you see Besru, who this is the Thalothian merchant, and this entrepreneur. He says, two of my best guards. How have you been?
Busy. We've been. He kind of gestures to the upgraded equipment since the last time they worked for him.
Busy. Does that mean you're too busy for work?
Not necessarily. Might be a little too busy for a stroll right now. But I heard you were potentially looking for people to guard a cargo train or something like that.
Oh yeah, word travels fast, but the train shipment is coming in today. In addition, I just got my first sand skiff for my second venture. I'm thinking of tourism. Crowdport, it's really pulling in people from all over the town, all over the galaxy, and they're gonna want to see the native Vessem landscape, right? So maybe, yeah, you could do the train job, no problem, but in the future, maybe you'd be interested in being part of my search and rescue team.
Are you expecting to have to search and rescue your skiff?
No, it's an insurance requirement.
Maybe we can talk about that a little later, but yeah, tell us what's going on with this train thing. Where's it going?
Well, if I can get you two to do it, I'll relieve Griffo and Immons on it. But the basic idea is you're gonna take the hover train to Solara's End, and then that's gonna go all the way to Crowdport.
Okay. What's the payout on that look like?
That's gonna be 500 credits each, my friends.
You don't think we could do a little better than that?
It's gonna be a negotiation against 3 difficulty. You have 2 boosts in the pool.
Negotiation. Okay. I think I'm going to use those 2 boosts.
So every success is going to increase it by 10%.
2 success, 1 advantage.
So it's going to be 600 credits he's willing to offer you, and what would you like to spend that advantage on?
I'll just give it to Theros for his next one.
You drive a hard bargain, but 600 credits each.
Well, at least you know we're worth it.
Not bad for a couple days' work, honestly.
Yeah. So when did you say that train is leaving?
That's gonna be tonight. If you took the ferry or you took the train, your own speeder, you could probably make it to Solara's End in no time.
Okay. And what time? Is it morning now?
It is morning. It's probably late morning or early afternoon.
Okay. I'll kind of look at I'll kind of like divert the conversation for just a second. I'll just be like, hey, have you any of your strolls around town? Have you seen? Is it Jex? Is that the kid's name?
Yeah, Jax. No, I haven't seen Jax in days. You know, it was easy credit for that kid. Very, very small palms, very easy to grease. But no, I haven't seen my crier in a while. Last I did see him, he was hanging out with that Chiss lady that was hiring his dad out. You know?
The bounty hunter.
Yeah. But she left town with her bounty.
Have you noticed him since she left town?
He kind of rubs his chin and says, no. Matter of fact, I haven't.
I'm gonna look at Theros and just be like, I wonder if he ran off with her.
Wasn't she going to Cryoport?
Your character would recall that. Yeah, she was saying as soon as her bounty was healed, she was gonna go back to Cryoport, trade him in, get her next job.
Huh.
Alright, well, I killed 2 birds with 1 stone this time.
Yeah. Let's You good to take the train job,
Yeah.
Theros? Alright, let's do it.
We'll get headed to Solara's End after we get resupplied, and then we'll get your goods there. Who do we need to talk to, or like, do you have any anything we need to bring with us?
You go onto the train, you tell them you work for Bessru, and they'll put you in the right train.
Okay. All right. We'll make that happen then.
Yeah, so it looks like you guys are getting right to it. Anything else in Zakar?
I would want to stop over to the clinic and let the doctor know about like the fact that his son was hanging around with this bounty hunter chick, and he kind of apparently disappeared around the same time, and she was headed to Cryoport. We're headed to Cryoport, so we're gonna look around while we're there.
He's mortified at the idea. His son would have been kidnapped from him, and he says that he swears that he'll pull up all the credits he has if you bring his son back.
I'm just gonna like kind of stop him, slow him down a little bit, and just be like, look, it's like I appreciate it if that's the case. You know, we'll see what we can do, but you know, he may not have been kidnapped. We have no evidence of that yet. You know, so
He gruffly accepts your position on this.
yeah. So just saying, you know, it's fair to be worried, but you know, there's nothing to suggest foul play at this point, so it might not be as bad as that. But we will keep him in the loop as much as we can. And then, I guess we'll kind of head out. Merchant-wise, did you have anything that you needed to buy, Theros? Before we head out? Or sell, or are we good?
That was a little more explosive than I expected it to be.
Alex, you there?
Yeah, sorry, my dog was doing something dumb. The image you are requesting does not exist.
You guys can't see this image?
I
No,
can see the train in your stream, but it just pops up as like a blank thing for us.
Yeah, it
That's
says the
weird.
image you are requesting does not exist, or is no longer available. Oh, there it is.
There it goes.
All right, that's a different map, but I guess the number 2 doesn't exist. Right?
That is
that one.
correct.
That does not
That one.
exist. Weird. We'll use this train then, I guess.
I bet it's a better train anyway. The image you are requesting does not exist.
Oh, my train tracks don't exist either. Try this one.
Nope.
Strange. I wonder how they disappeared.
I mean, I can probably just pull up your stream on my other monitor.
No, not too important. You can do it without those tracks. Those are just like a little visual treat.
Okay, okay.
Alright, so because it's along the river, it's not a very complicated trip, but it is the rest of the day. When you guys arrive at Solara's End, I'll give you the description. So you go along Solara River, meandering through the desert, providing a lifeline to the surrounding regions. It is the longest and most prominent river of Vessem. Then, at its terminus, the terminal town, Solara's End, is deeply reliant on that river's abundant water supply and the fertile lands it has created. So it's actually green around in Solara's End, as it is in many of the oases and terminal towns. This is a significant hub of trade and commerce, which has attracted many travelers and merchants who navigate the river's course between the different settlements of Vessem. And of course, as a terminal town, it has one of the trains going up and down the line between Crowport and Emberflow Haven.
Okay.
So just like a river town with a train going on it.
Yeah, I think honestly Nier would be pretty just on task at this point. Just trying to get well, first I'd probably see, like, is there anywhere that we can store our speeder? Or
There is space for your speeder on the train. Your characters
Okay,
don't know
awesome.
this yet, but yeah, when you're like, hey, we're here for a job, like, cool, we'll throw your stuff on the train.
okay. Then yeah, we'd probably just look for our guys' train and try and be ready to go. And I'd probably talk to try to find like a director or something that's coordinating that like that shipment, and just ask like, hey, are we expecting any like foul play here, or what sort of thing should we be on the lookout for?
It can be a streetwise against 2 difficulty.
Can I assist him in that?
I don't
Yes.
think I'm very good at that.
Or we can even say, like, it doesn't matter, even though if you were doing it, your character could be like, I'm not the best at this, maybe my friend knows a thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely do that.
You said 2 difficulty?
2 difficulty.
Okay. There's no streets in here, that's why. It's all fucking dirt.
You're able to find the train, but it's late at night. Nothing's running right now. He did tell you that it's going in the morning, so your character's going to have to return. Any final things to do at this night, besides maybe find a place to stay?
Yeah, if there's like a bar or anything.
Yeah, just find like a tavern.
Sure, you can find
Or
the
an inn,
cantina.
something. Cantina, that's the Star Wars word for that.
That's
Yeah.
right. Emphasis on inn on this cantina. Just pulling up a quick thing. So you come upon a middling cantina where you note the presence of what appears to be a major trade player. Somebody's in the corner. It's a man with a black suit with silver kind of scarf over his front and back. So he's gloating about how good trade is when a commotion breaks out. And then he starts arguing with the customer as you guys are sitting around the cantina. Did anything occur there?
I mean, does it really seem like what is the commotion about?
Another man walked up to the trade player, and it seems to be kind of like accosting him, saying like, "You owe me money. What's going to trade? If trade's so good, why don't you pay me back?" Things like that, and they're getting a little bit physical.
I mean, probably grab whatever beverage I have decided to get at this point. Just kind of get a little bit closer, but just more or less to see if there's an opportunity for anything.
Yeah, I would do the same. Still just kind of listening, trying to make sure it doesn't go any further, but
It does go further, but it happens very quickly. The man accosting the trade player pushes the traitor, and then the traitor smashes his head against the wall, ending the fight immediately, and then the guy stumbles out holding his bloodied face.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him. I'm not gonna let him go.
The now victim or the trade player?
Actually, never mind. I'll let him go.
I'm sure he exits, and then the rest of the cantina quiets down. Just another night in the cantina.
I'll walk over to the trade player guy. Is he like knocked out, or is he?
So the trade player got pushed, and then he smashed the other guy's face against the wall. So the injured guy, who I'm now calling the victim,
okay.
stumbled outside.
Okay.
So this guy, he's just like pissed off now.
I'm just gonna kind of lean up against a wall nearby, or sit down somewhere close, and just be like, "Well handled."
He'll scoff and say, all the time people try to step up to me, but they know that they're not on my level.
Obviously, that guy wasn't. You have to deal with that often?
Some people just come over and over again, so I guess it's often in that way, but not a lot of people would dare try to bother me like that. Name's Chirai.
Chirai? Nice to meet you. Name's Nier.
Nice to meet you, Nier. What are you doing here?
We're gonna be,
Running guard on a shipment that's leaving in the morning. So just kind of passing through for the time being. But,
Oh, no fooling, you're a guard. That's pretty interesting. I'll make sure that people know when you're in town, they know who to go for protection. It's nice to see someone approach with respect for once.
yeah, of course. I mean, try to stay respectful. Though I do gotta ask. Did you owe him?
He scoffs and says, it's been long settled. He doesn't think it is. He wasn't happy with how things came to be, but once you crunch those numbers, him and I are settled.
Fair enough, then. Well, yeah. So I do gotta ask, though, as well, like, if you're a trader and business is booming as you say, what's got you set up all the way out here? This doesn't exactly seem like a hub of commerce.
A lot of people like to hang out in Crowdport, but it's a little too fancy. I like to lay back when I'm relaxing, and besides, the train's right here. It's a simple trip. I wanted to get some of that hot tea from Ember's Rest. If I wanted to go back to get a shaved ice at Crowdport, I've got options. Either way, this isn't where I live, it's just where I'm cooling my heels for the moment.
Fair enough. Makes a good bit of sense. Alright then, well, enjoy your evening. And, sure we'll see you around.
He'll raise a glass to you, and then, are you guys staying at the cantina?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not as nice as the apartment, so it's only 10 credits a night.
Does the cantina have quite a few people in it?
It is more packed than you might expect for a small place like this.
If I wanted to do a little cup game, basically, like where I put something under a cup, and I move 3 cups around, and I want people to guess where it is. Would that be something that I could do at this establishment?
You could do that. So we could start with a negotiation or a charm to try and get people to buy in. And then I think we could do it as like a sleight of hand kind of thing. A skullduggery to try and trick them, and then you end up being the winner.
Trying to think of... My charm really isn't the best, so I'm trying to think, like, you know, like how, like, carnies, like, if you're there with, like, your girlfriend or something like that, they'll be like, oh, you know, I guess you don't want to win your such and such a prize or whatever. Well, like, there, it's more of a coercion opposed to, but I guess I could just try a charm.
Yeah.
And what's that difficulty on that?
both are gonna be two. The first one's gonna be two difficulty. The next one might be adjusted. So no, we're on one at a time.
One threat.
You find a small couple, but they don't really seem interested. The one person who does seem interested actually seems to have a sharp eye.
Okay.
So if you're willing to continue on with it, like I think you're probably wagering no more than 50 or 100 credits. It's up to you which one you're going to wager.
I'll wager 100 credits.
Wager 100 credits, and then because you're willing to do this with the shark, let's call him. This is going to be 3 difficulty.
3 difficulty. One advantage.
You guys go back and forth, and basically, you win, and he's like double or nothing. And I guess it wouldn't be that direction, but either way, it ends up nullifying. You don't lose anything. You don't gain anything.
Okay.
I guess you have an advantage though. What do you spend that on?
I'll just, I guess, give that to if Nier makes any more rolls tonight, but I don't know if he will. But that'll probably be all I do before heading off to,
The hostel, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, so you guys can recover all of your strain. You're not injured, so you don't need to roll anything to recover wounds. And then in the morning, you can get to the train, right?
Yep.
When you're there and when it's active, it actually seems not that difficult to get oriented into the right place. I had those maps, which I thought were going to be really good for this, so we're going to have to theater of mind this a little bit. I'm going to have you guys on the map, and the enemies will be on the map too. But the basic idea, like we said, is that they allow you to put your land speeder and all your goods onto the train. You'll be paid upon arrival, and then you're just guards, either like going up to check the top of the train once in a while and coming in and out, maintaining the peace, basically. It's going to be a vigilance against 2 difficulty.
Jeez, can I roll successes, please? I'm gonna use my 2 advantages because I get 1 automatically to add a boost die.
Would there be an argument to be made to be able to utilize perception opposed to vigilance?
In this case, you might be able to argue it, but this is supposed to be a vigilance check, as you guys are checking like the entire thing. What role play do you think you could give for me on that?
Well, I would imagine that Nier would less be like checking the ins and outs, every nook and cranny of the ship, and more, or of the train, and more like keeping watch on the kind of the horizon and approach to make sure there was no like incoming like pirate or gang based speeders or something along those lines that were approaching. I'm just kind of like keeping an eye out.
I think it's basically the same thing as the vigilance, because it's not like you're staying in one place. You're really walking around. If you were able to say like your character like sits on top of the train the entire time and just like looks out that way, I'll believe a perception. But there's a little bit more to it than just looking.
Okay. And what was the difficulty on this again?
Those 2.
Do we have any boosts? Do we have 2 boosts?
I think 1 boost you have to use, and the other one just the pool.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll just keep the one that I have to use then. Two failure, 3 advantage.
What do you spend that advantage on?
I'll pass 1 to Theros and put 1 in the pool.
Cool. So you guys don't notice this because you're inside the train when it happens, but as it's going along, you feel a sudden shake, and then it's clear that a gang of swoop bikers is attacking the train. This is sometime between Solara's End and Oasis Junction.
Okay. I will. I would probably initially try and like get a higher vantage point to see, are they attacking from multiple places, or are they hopping on from like one point, or just kind of see how to approach.
They're all on the same side. It would be the northeastern side.
Okay.
And they're like right there. Like some of them have already started blasting the train. Basically started to harass the machinery.
Okay. Then yeah, I'd probably go ahead and draw both my blaster pistols and try and get as close as I reasonably could.
Let's roll initiative. And this could be a cool or vigilance.
Four successes and a triumph. What does a triumph count for when it comes to initiative?
It's accounted in the successes there.
Okay.
I would say the triumph. I think there is something you can do with certain force powers, but generally it's just like you're gonna beat it on the ties, or I think you just say I go first. You go first on a triumph. They got one success and 3. You got 4. And then I think one of you has 3 advantage.
I had 5 successes when counting my triumph as a success.
The triumph should be included in those 4.
Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
So yeah, it's either of you guys first, and I'm a little salty that my train disappeared, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna start blasting unless Theros, you want to do anything more.
You go ahead.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll just I'll take a shot at the closest speeder bike with my 2 pistols.
Alright, so that's going to be 2 difficulty, which gets upgraded once because they're traveling very quickly. So 1 challenge, 1 difficulty.
Ranged light. Then I think I get something. Double check.
And I'm sorry, is this a passenger train or like an industrial train?
This is an industrial train that was mostly just carrying your cargo.
Okay.
Okay. And then I assume they're not immune to force powers.
They are not.
Okay. Then I get a boost from my prescient shot ability. And let's see what happens. 1 success, 2 advantage.
So that's 7 damage total, 6 plus 1,
So,
and then 2
real-
advantage.
real quick, I'm gonna see what my requirement is for my second. Well, okay, hold on. I would have had to call that I was shooting with both beforehand. Okay, then I'll just put the advantage in the pool then. And so I think it was those with my main X30 Lancer. So it's 5 damage. Oh man, I gotta remember.
Oh, so that's actually 6 damage total.
Yeah, it's 5 damage with Pierce 2.
That Pierce 2 makes a
And then-
difference.
And then accurate 1, do I get 1 extra?
Yeah, you get a bonus.
There should be a boost.
Okay.
You want to roll another boost?
Yeah, here, I'm just gonna roll that one.
No.
Okay. Alright. Fine then. Okay. So yeah, 6 with Pierce 2. And then I'll add a boost die to the pool.
You bloody the closest swoop biker. As he steps by, you get an actual good shot, main body. and you can tell that he is essentially bloodied. And then it's going to be the swoop bikers' turns. So they're going to do a combined thing where the injured one is going to stay near and like kind of try to run in front of race to the front of the train and try to stop it, while the other 3 are going to start boarding. They link their swoop bikes together, and then 2 of them, the 2 in the back, climb off. Just pretend that they climb off. And so I'm going to say that this on the right is actually going to be the top, and then you guys are on the inside right now. So they're on top of your cart.
Okay.
And then you said one was going towards the front?
Yes.
Alright.
And then it's your
How,
turn again.
like, can I get far enough where I'm close enough to use force influence on the guy racing towards the front?
I think if you use your maneuver, then you could influence him through the window, yes.
Okay. I am going to attempt to influence his mind to feel panic so that he has to stop. Like, almost like, oh, I'm about to get hit by a car. And you, like, swerve out of the way sort of thing. If that makes sense?
That makes sense. He is not strong-willed, so just roll the force. And this is going to be either a... Like, it seems like panic is a negative emotion, so you would need to use a dark side point for this.
Okay.
It's very related to fear, you know?
Yeah. Aw. 2 light pips.
You could... I'll give you, like, this a meta narrative option. I'm going to say that you might want to influence him with confusion instead, which is a neutral emotion.
Okay. So that's what I will do.
Yeah, you get him confused, and you definitely want to be confused when you're driving a swoop bike at 100 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
So you do influence him in a positive way, and if you see that, like, he's like kind of swerving in and out, so that was successful. And then back at the top, it's either of you.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay. So... So this is the top of the carts, right?
Yeah, we're gonna say that that's the tops, because I just grabbed the first map that was self-attributable that I could find that was train-like.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to improvise there, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And just want to make sure. This is ours. This is the top of ours. This is the one behind us. This is the one behind us.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it.
Okay. All right. So if I can still see.
You can see the confused one. You can't see the other 2, but you kind of know where they are because you felt their boot prints above you.
Okay. And if I try to shoot the confused one, would that give me any benefit?
I think he's being more erratic than before, so it would not be easier to shoot him.
Okay. Alright, I guess I'll just have to see how that confusion plays out. So I will actually... And as far as I'm aware, is there any other people on the train who are not enemies?
There's like engineers, conductors, tradespeople, but no combatants.
Okay. And are they... Yeah, never mind.
They're basically
Alright,
turning to you guys to be like, do your job.
Yeah, okay. I will go ahead and pull out my blaster. And...
We can see your blaster was out.
Okay. Then I'll use my maneuver to get back to where Nier is. And I'll see if I can't shoot any of the swoopers who are outside.
Just the one in the front.
Just the one in the front? Okay, so
Is
these
that-
guys aren't
is
here
that the
anymore.
one that I shot as well?
That is not the one you shot. The one you shot is the one that's confused now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so those two aren't there. Their bikes are there, and they're all hooked up, and those guys hopped off, and they're on top of your train.
Okay. Okay, then I'm actually gonna go with my initial. Yeah. So. Yeah. Whatever. I will go ahead. I'm just gonna actually see if I can peek up with my maneuver to see if I can see these guys standing on the top.
When you get in between there, you'll be able to see them. Yeah, you can like hop and like straddle between the two, and you can get a look, or let's climb up the ladder.
Okay. I guess we're like I'm like still like I have like a little bit of cover. I'll just kind of like pull my blaster up and take a shot at this here Duros. I believe that's what that is. All right. And is that going to be short range?
That's short range, so 2 purple, 2 difficulty. Oh, sorry, 1 difficulty. My bad.
Oh my god! Let me roll successes.
The train is rattling. Your character is well aware that this is a bad place to fall. What are you spending that advantage on?
I'm gonna add a boost to Nier's next attack, or whatever, and then I'm gonna add a boost to the pool.
Sorry, 4 in the pool, and Nier gets 2 boosts automatically on his turn, but it's their turn.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll a piloting for the one in the front there, and I'm gonna roll a piloting with some challenges for the confused one, and then the other 2, they're going to split up, and the one that's gonna go towards Theros is gonna shoot him. The other one is going to hop down and start doing something to the connection between the trains.
Okay. Is this one down on our level now? Like.
Yeah, good call. I'll put them right there.
Okay. Okay. I was just clarifying.
Hello. So wow,
Wow.
the one with the swoop bike runs into the train, but it just means that he's going to lose, like shakes it up, and he gets lost behind a little bit.
And was that the confused one or the other one?
That was the other one.
Okay.
So he loses some velocity, and now the confused one. Somehow succeed. So he doesn't know why he's doing it, but now he's this like, you can hear him laughing and giggling as he's racing the train for fun. Let's do a shot. I think we can agree this is short range because he's got like the height on you.
Uh-huh.
What's your defense?
It is. I don't believe I have any range defense. I do not.
Are you spending anything on this?
You know what? Let's upgrade that difficulty.
You flip it. Well spent. Yeah, he does miss you. He's just using a light blaster pistol, but he's firing at you, and he says in the kind of way, just try to intimidate you off. And then the other one for mechanics.
I have a
Yeah,
Imagine rolling successes.
quick question. We're, as far as initiative goes, are Theros and I supposed to go together?
No.
No, they're in between you guys. And then what happened is that he was the end of last time, and then he was the beginning of this time.
So, I went, then they went, and then Theros went, and then they went again?
And then Theros went again, didn't he? Didn't he go twice?
Yeah, I went twice. That's why I asked. Do you want me to go first or you?
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry. I got confused.
Yeah, it's a little confusing because
You're good.
the initiative's not a straight line every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm still getting used to that.
No problems. The one at the back, you don't see them, but they duck down, and you see them like take some electric arc cutters, and basically they start trying to separate this train from itself. And now it's Nier's turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at Theros and just be like, you got the front, I got the back, and then I'm gonna take off down this way.
And you turn around to talk to me, and you don't even see me.
Well, I figured you were like right here.
Oh, I'm up on a ladder.
Yeah, it's still like only a few feet away though.
You probably like through the door. You see his knees.
I yell at his knees and then I run back this way. Is this still like short range? Or
We're gonna
what,
say
what are
it's one maneuver to cross one train.
Okay. Okay, then I'd use my maneuver probably to just start moving this way. And if I'm still at short range, right?
Yeah. There's a door in the way, however.
Oh, damn. Okay. Then can I move up to the door, and is there like a glass, or is it just a solid door?
It's like a plasteel door with glass, like on the other side, so you were able to see your friend's knees.
Okay. Can I shoot through the glass?
You could. I'm gonna say the first time you shoot through the glass, it's going to cause you a little bit of setback, but that's it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give you a setback on that.
That's fine. Then I'm going to go ahead and add that so I don't forget.
So if you want to shoot through the glass, you probably want to like back up a little bit, because right now you're engaged, and it makes it harder to hit him. But if you go into short range, yeah, that's fine. It's like not actually engaged. Then you'll be one difficulty, one setback.
Okay. One difficulty, one setback, and then I get 2 proficiency, 1 ability. I'm gonna blast him with both, so it's 2 difficulty now.
Oh, yeah, now be 2 difficulty.
Okay. And then my prescient shot
Plus 2 boosts.
2 boosts. Okay. 3 successes, 2 advantage.
We spend that advantage on.
Double checking myself here. And it's normally 3 advantage to hit with the secondary weapon.
Let me double check. I think it might be 2 usually.
It is 2, but you need to up the difficulty
Which he did do.
by 1. Oh, okay. I thought you did that for a different reason.
It is 2 advantage.
Okay, and so my what's it called? My second pistol, which is just a base blaster pistol, has the paired weapons trait, which reduces that to just 1 advantage.
Yeah, so he takes 1 advantage. So you hit with both. Each of them gets a +3 because you got 3 successes to the damage. So what's the damage on the first one?
The first one is the 5 plus 2 soak. Oh god, dang it!
2 piercing.
1 second. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting about the accurate one. So that would have been 2 more advantages.
Nice.
On that. If that's okay,
That's totally fine. Yeah,
Not-
because
okay.
it's so fresh. Anytime where we can just roll an extra dice, I'm happy to remedy it like that.
Okay, sounds good. So it's 4 advantage total. 1 of them got spent to make the second blaster hit. And then I just want to check and see if I can maybe crit with.
Yeah, if either of them have a crit of 3, then you could crit with those last 3.
Okay, so the secondary blaster pistol has the crit 3.
Nice. So
So
what's the damage on the secondary pistol? Because you already did 5 plus 3 with 2 piercing, you said?
Yes, that's the first one.
So
and then
you buddy with your first, and then your second one. What's the damage
second
there?
one is just 6 plus 3, so 9, no piercing, but a critical.
Alright, let's get this critical deck.
And then is it R to shuffle it again?
Yeah. Alright, Stinger, increase the difficulty of his next check by 1. And anything else on your turn?
No, I think that's gonna be it.
So you knock him unconscious as you shoot him the second time. And you give him the Stinger, so it's going to be difficulty on his dying check is what it is.
Oh no!
And then it's back to the top of the initiative, right? Which you's going to go?
Yeah. I need to go. Guy's gonna shoot me in the face if I don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Going to go ahead. Get up here with this guy. And, you know what? I'm gonna reach into my backpack. I'm gonna pull out the training lightsaber that I just made. And, so I'm gonna do 2 maneuvers by pulling that out. And then I'm gonna activate it.
Incidental.
And, I believe that is it. That's all I can do, because I can only do the 2 maneuvers, right?
Unless you wanted to spend 2 strain to get a free maneuver as you still have your action.
Ah, yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna strain myself to do that.
Okay, 2 strain.
Alright. And
I'm
then,
gonna flip a dark side, so it's going to be 1 difficulty, 1 challenge.
difficulty 1 challenge. Alright. And yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot him. I'm actually, I'm gonna try to oh wait, well I guess I'm engaged, so it would bump up to, okay.
Yeah, so I assume you were going to hit him with the lightsaber.
Oh no, I'm gonna shoot him with my blaster.
We
Yeah,
have
that would be 2 more difficulty if you're going to shoot him with the blaster and you're engaged.
Yeah, I guess
we have 4 boosts that you can use if you need to.
I'll just hit him with the... Nah, I'm gonna shoot him. Alright.
So 1 more difficulty.
Okay.
That's good.
And then I'll add 1 more boost.
Recorded.
Imagine rolling successes.
It wasn't sealed enough?
I'm just gonna
Okay.
shoot. So they are right by his left ear. I'm gonna go, yeah, that was... And then I'm gonna sit there with my cocky smile and continue on.
Alright, yeah, so you take your shot. At least you can use your reflect now, in theory.
Yeah. That is indeed the thing.
He's going to try to brawl you, and in doing this, he's going to try to knock you off. With any defense?
Yes, 1 defense.
He doesn't get enough advantage to move you around, but he does punch you for 3 damage, which you can soak.
Okay, yeah, I do.
And he takes a little bit of strain, and his last one is he's going to aim his blaster pistol at you.
Okay.
And now go with the rest of these guys. The one's dead, rolling him to die.
Oh, doesn't he also need a setback?
He does need
Oh, no,
setback,
it increases.
and I should have upgraded it.
Imagine rolling successes.
He has stabilized on his own, which does protect you guys from conflict, so like it's kind of a good thing for you. Good roll for the 2 pilots. So the one in the back can't manage to keep up with you guys, but instead he's going to hook his speeder bike against the train and he's going to hop off. Right where his ally is, and he's going to, that's his maneuver, he's going to try and shoot Near. You doing anything for his roll?
I don't think I can.
He doesn't succeed. And then for the one, he's a little bit less confused as it starts to wane, so it's not going to be as upgraded. He is still maintaining himself, and he's actually winning his race against this train right now.
Good for him.
And that's you guys.
Okay. You want to go first again?
Well, it's your turn.
Oh, it is my turn. Sorry.
And then it
Okay.
restarts, and then it'll be one of our turns again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to blast the second one again, then just return fire.
Sure, new guy, and you guys are both in short range of each other, and because you blew out the window, there's no real cover.
Okay, so no setback on this one?
Nope.
And I'm gonna fire with both. So it's green, yellow, yellow.
2 purple.
Or here. So 2 purple. Green, yellow, yellow. And then 1 boost for Persian Shot, 1 boost for Accurate.
Nice, 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 nice.
That looked crap properly. Yeah, we'll just go with that.
That is nice.
3 success, 5 advantage.
So I'll do one to have, or I'll use 1 advantage to have the second blaster land, and then I'll use the 4. I'll use the 4 to make my my primary blaster crit.
Nice, pull a crit.
Or actually, I will use 3 to make the secondary blaster crit, and I'll pass my last advantage to Theros.
Sweet.
Shuffle and crit. He suffers a strain.
Okay.
So they're both critically injured 1, and then
So that would
it's-
be 8 soak 2. So
And then because you hit the other one.
yeah, so it would be 17 total damage with 2 soak.
And just like the last time, you take him out, you knock him unconscious.
Okay, and that was my action. So then with my maneuver, I'm gonna move over to them, like where their bodies are laying,
Sure, you open the door.
and that's. I'm kind of gonna make sure that they don't just like if I can, I'd like to at least make sure that they don't like slide off the side of the train.
Oh, sure. We'll make that a part of the same maneuver because you didn't have to go far right now. You just kind of like, I guess you drop your pistols in the hallway, and then you get your arms around these guys.
Okay. That works.
And then there's one sentient still left, and the other one is having just a good old time. So on this one, turn to shoot you. I'll go piloting for him again.
Oh, isn't it my turn?
So
Oh, sorry.
yeah, because that was like my turn at the end of the round.
Gotcha. Yes, then it is your turn.
Okay. Am I to the point where I can maybe maneuver once or twice to get within range of the swoop biker? That's up here, the one I have confused.
I think if you maneuver one time, he'll be in short range of you. He's in medium right now.
Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll
Don't you
move.
need to deal with your guy?
I'm trying to deal with the guy stopping the train.
Okay.
So that's what I'll do. So I'll get right there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I kind of just brush past this guy. And I am going to actually stress myself to aim.
So it's 2 strain to aim, so you're gonna get a boost because he is short range is 1 difficult. Because he's moving fast and like he's actually making like some crazy maneuvers, it's gonna be 2 setback.
Okay.
And you need to get 1 boost from your ally.
Yeah. I'm at 3 boosts in total. And frick it, I'll take another boost. Why not? 1 difficulty. Two successes, 5 advantage.
So what do you spend those advantages on?
Probably gonna quit. Let's see here. Skills. Where are my items? My equipment, my weapons, my light blaster. So yeah, I'm gonna spend 3 of those advantages to crit. And then I'm gonna put the other 2 to replace the boost die I took. Or I'm gonna put a boost die into... Yeah, the boost die I took when I replaced that.
Yeah, boost to the pool.
So, gotta... And then that'll also be 7 damage?
Nice. And
Yeah, 7 damage.
any soak or anything?
It does not get through soaker.
No piercing? Okay. So he's not knocked unconscious, but you can tell he is severely injured and you can crit. Bowled over. Alright, so you hit him hard and your shot doesn't kill him, but when he falls off of his bike, that does kill
That
him.
sure does.
And he suffers a strain.
That was a good
guess
turn.
Alright, that shall be the end of my turn.
Now it's the Duros, and the Duros sees you up there, so he's gonna maneuver, so you're in short range of him again, and then take a shot. I'm gonna hold on to that dark side point, and he's just gonna shoot regular. That would be
Right.
7 damage.
And so that's -4 from my soak, and I block the shot, taking another 3 damage. Or 3 strain, so yeah, I reflect the blaster bolt away.
Nice. And he says in whatever his language, you don't know what he's saying, but he says the word Jedi out loud.
You done fucked up, son.
Well, the only issue is if he has the chance to say it again. And I know we said it was a maneuver and an action to put together my actual lightsaber, correct? So I couldn't use 2 maneuvers for it?
Yeah, we were saying it was because
Oh yeah.
it was in your backpack. It was a maneuver
Yeah.
to get it out, and an action to get it out, and a maneuver to put together.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to do that, igniting my second blade. Oh, well, the one I'm taking out isn't in my backpack. It's the one that I have like on my
So then
my utility belt.
and that one we
but-
can do is 2 maneuvers. 1 maneuver to like take it off the belt, and 1 maneuver to put together.
Okay. So, let's see here. Actually, can I do a 3rd maneuver as an action or no?
You cannot do a 3rd maneuver, but you can still do an action if you want to do that 2 straight.
Let's see here. What am I gonna do? Is there actual stuff on the top of the train cart or no?
No, it's supposed to be a bear.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take out the lightsaber. Do. Yeah, I'm gonna take out the lightsaber and then just ignite it, and then that's gonna be my turn.
Alright, I'd like you to roll a force die for me, just to see if anybody on the train notices. That's a dark side, that's for me.
Can I make a destiny point for nobody noticing?
Yes, I will accept the destiny point to say that nobody has noticed your lightsaber use and give you some protection down the line as well. A well spent one, and then I think it's Nier's turn.
Okay. Can I use my... Since I dropped my blasters, I have 2 pairs of stun cuffs. Can I use my, like, maneuver and action to cuff both of these guys
Yeah, so
that I have unconscious?
you can cuff these guys and you can drag them into the train.
Yeah. I'll just have that be my turn. Just getting them cuffed and moving them inside.
Alright, so then I think we're back to the top of initiative.
Alright. Oh wait, no. That hits his turn.
Oh, it's his turn, so we're in the middle of initiative.
Yes, because wait, let me double check, because yeah, he was like, oh, Jedi, I pulled out my second lightsaber. Yes, so that's going to be his turn.
Gotcha. I got a little bit lost in the sauce myself.
Wait, oh god, let's see. He shoots at me and says, Jedi. And I say, okay, I pull out my second lightsaber. Then that's either...
And then it was Nier's turn, so I guess it is the middle now. That Nier was at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were at the bottom the last time, you know. I might need to work on like a tracker to help us in the future. Iterative improvements. He's going to... No, he doesn't want to get in melee with the lightsaber, so he's going to try to shoot you again. He's going to aim, maneuver, and then shoot.
Okay.
Seven damage. The 2 advantage I'm going to put as a him healing strain.
Okay. I take no damage. I once again swipe the blaster bolt away, and then I'm gonna rush him. And I'm gonna jump over the little thing right here, and I'm gonna double swing at him.
So are you increasing your difficulty and attacking with both lightsabers?
Yes.
Alright, so it's going to be 3 difficulty.
And then I'm gonna take a boost.
Nice, so it is enough to hit with both.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I don't have my Shien reverse grip out, so that doesn't give me an advantage. Let's see here. 1 success, and that is, I believe that is going to be 7 damage. God, Alex, learn how to navigate. Yeah, it's going to be 7 damage with Breach 1 and Sunder.
That's with the first hit where you swing those advantage on.
Then I'm going to spend... I'm actually going to spend 3 advantage to critical.
Nice, roll your critical. And... Actually, I think you accidentally drew a bunch of cards.
I sure did. Not entirely sure how I did that.
You might have hit a number. when
Probably
you were-
did.
And then we'll put them back and we'll draw it again.
You want me to draw again?
Yeah, because I'm not sure if it was a effect, because it's not happened like right as you were drawing.
Off balance.
Yeah, you get the setback.
Alright, and then I'm going to spend the other advantage, reducing my strain. Nah, never mind.
No, you get a good, solid cut out of him, but you don't get all the way through his armor, as he still stands, and now Nier has 2 captives.
Okay. I'm going to, now that I've got them safely inside the compartment and cuffed, I'm gonna walk over and pick up both my blasters. And then I guess I'll call out over the comm link. I'll just say like, "Hey Theros, I've got 2 prisoners. Do you need me up there?" And then just wait for his response, I guess. And just kind of watch over the prisoners that I have for the time being.
That's fine. I think now that's his turn.
Yep.
Now that you are in melee, he's going to try to brawl you again.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 defense, so 2 setbacks.
So 3 setback because of a critical.
Yep.
He does not succeed, so with that triumph, he's not able to knock you off. But I'm going to get rid of these 2 boosts.
Okay.
So he swings and he misses, but he keeps your character on his toes. This is a pretty rough and tumble kind of guy, and then it's your turn.
Right. Now I'm only going to swing with one of the lightsabers. Ooh. Somehow not hitting, that's fine. Take another strain off.
Nier's turn. Did you
He's
say
just gonna,
anything in the comms? Like, did you respond at all?
Yeah, did you respond to me at all?
I'm also going to maneuver to, never mind. I don't want to do that. Alright. I'm gonna use my, maneuver to fight to, have a defensive guard.
Alright.
Then, I'll just say, maybe. As you hear the hum of lightsabers in the background.
And I'll just be like, damn it, and I'll go. They're both like completely unconscious, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then can I use my maneuver to come and like peek up over use the ladder to peek up over the edge?
Yes, that'd be like right here, relative to them.
Okay. Is that still short range?
That is still short range.
Okay. I'm just gonna shoot with my one primary blaster since I'm like kind of holding onto the ladder with the other hand.
Yeah.
I'll try to.
1 difficulty.
Here, I'm just gonna do this. Boom. Accurate, prescient shot. 1 difficulty. That's a lot of blanks, but I'll take it.
We spend that advantage on.
I can't crit. Not firing the second one. So I guess I'll add 1 to the pool and give 1 to Theros for boosts.
And this is the
And then
pierce
that would
too?
be, yeah, this is 6 damage with 2 piercing.
So you knock him out.
Haha. And I'll kind of rest, and I'm just kind of like sitting there looking at Theros over the ledge. And that's my turn.
Congratulations. Alright, you guys completely...
How fast is the train moving?
The train is probably moving like 200 kilometers per hour. It's pretty fast.
Theros nudges the body off the edge.
Wow, that's dark. All right, yeah. So
No choice at this point.
you got 2 survivors. You
Actually, does he have the mark from the lightsaber on me, or on him?
he definitely has a lightsaber wound. He's not
Okay.
dead yet, but like he's dying, and so you guys have killed 1 guy. That's 10 conflict. The other 2 stabilize on their own, and then this guy's dying. If you kick him off, that's gonna be 10 conflict just for Theros.
Okay. And so you still get 10 conflict even if like you're like shooting, so they don't come and attack you.
They are still living sentient beings, yes, and you're not getting any conflict for the ones that are alive.
Okay.
I guess we did intentionally put ourselves in this situation.
Yeah. The way it is. Yeah, Theros, he doesn't really have... Yeah, I don't really have much of an option. He can't, trying to think this through. Regardless of what I do, I'm probably gonna end up with conflict.
A bit.
Yeah. He just kinda, you know, breathes out. And, you know, takes apart one of his lightsaber and strings both sides of his belt, puts the other one in his backpack.
Nier just kind of like stares at him a bit, like watching him do this.
Yeah, you
And then-
watch him.
And then just...
I'll just kind of shake my head and hop back down, and I'm gonna go watch the prisoners.
If he gets mangled under the train tracks, his body would be unrecognizable. You wouldn't be able to tell what was from the tracks or what was from the lightsaber. So that's 10 conflict for Nier, 20 for Theros.
It be what it be.
And I wouldn't have given you guys like 10 for every guy. Just like you guys did a murder, and then like maybe it would have been like 11, 12 if these other guys died. But like that act was like very intentional.
No, that act was very intentional. That one I'm perfectly like, I perfectly am like, yep, I deserve 10 for that.
All right, but gotta do what you gotta do, and then yeah, you guys are praised for good work. The swoop bikes break apart eventually, and they're lost in the debris. You guys get to stop in Oasis Junction, and it's only been like 4 hours. This is much faster and much more stable than a swoop bike would be.
Whenever we stop there, I would take the prisoners and try to turn them over to like a probably, I guess, like I would imagine it'd probably be like a trooper or whatever the like guard is for that.
Yeah, they have a Imperial outpost at the Oasis Junction. There's not really a reward for these guys. Like they're just like gangers. You basically get them arrested, and it's just a part of your job.
Yeah.
I would ask for my cuffs back, though.
Well, certainly, you can recover all of that. And they're willing to charge your blaster clips.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you guys get like an hour or 2 stop at Oasis Junction just as some things get unloaded. And then the rest of this is pretty uneventful as you take the train towards Cryoport. The closer you got to Cryoport, the more intense the Imperial presence is. You actually seen a couple of ATSTs as you're going through. And then you finally land in Cryoport.
Before we get to Cryoport, can I take a moment on the train just to talk to Theros?
Totally, and also make each of you guys roll a cool or a discipline to recover strain.
I think I'm good on strain, so...
Till I sleep. Discipline. Or advantage it.
That's 4 strain recovered.
Okay, so as we're kind of sitting there still on guard, I'm like, when nobody else is really around, I'm gonna kind of walk up to Theros and just be like, so you want to tell me what that was all about?
Try to push me off the train. He ended up off the train.
Yeah, like we signed up for. You know that's not what I'm fucking talking about.
Theros just kind of sits there, staring ahead. He doesn't really say anything more.
I'm just like not letting it go right away. He's like, man, we do not need to do that. And by that, I mean expose ourselves. If there's a need, then there's a need, but otherwise you just put ourselves in that position.
I needed to not go off the side of the train, so I put myself in this situation, and then I got myself out of it.
Okay, did you engage him, or did he engage you?
I'm not the one who rode the speeder bikes up on the train, so...
It's not what I mean. You're trying to avoid this. But you just had to throw a man off a train just because he saw you. And he's just going to shake his head and just be like, we're better than that, and just start walking away.
Because you addressed him, I'm going to lower your conflict by 2.
Okay. And that's kind of it.
And then you guys get to Cryoport. This large, futuristic city surrounds the glacial lake. While there is Dustbrook at the south of it, there's a small Imperial presence along the entire Comet Ocean. It's funded by Imperial benefactors on the planet Vessel, and of course it's called Cryoport because of the cryogenic nature of the glacial lake known as the Crater Ocean and the city's connection to it. The term port emphasizes how there's actually a lot of marine activity here. This is a hub of activity and commerce, serving as the Empire's central presence on the planet. It has sleek architecture and advanced technology, standing as a stark contrast to the surrounding desert, a testament to the Empire's influence and control in this region, and also showing how around here there's no like nature, there's no life, it's all very urban. You get off of the train, your land speeder is returned to you, and you're each given 600 credits.
Son.
Perhaps people should roll a streetwise against 2 difficulty to maybe get like a small bearing on what's around Cryoport.
Alright. You said 2 difficulty, right?
2 difficulty.
We have a boost if you want.
Yeah, 2 successes and a threat.
One of the boosts has to be used.
Oh, one of the boosts have to be used? Alright. Here. Alright, so that's going to be 3 successes and a threat.
Sure, let's spin the threat on a strain. And did Nier want to roll?
No, he would probably rely on Theros in this situation.
Alright, so Theros can tell that this is basically broken up into 5 parts. They're mostly connected to the local junction. So there's one for the Sunstone Junction, and this is a more like a tattered tenement kind of area. So if you're looking for things a little further from the Empire, you'd want to go to the Sunstone side. There's the river, the Seraphine River, that passes through here as well and goes out to the port of Cryoport. Of course, the port is where the most luxuries are and the trade. There's the side for Mirage Springs, which is a little bit more developed than the Sunstone side is, and With that good of a roll, your character can also tell that there appears to be a small resistance to the Empire in the Mirage Springs side. Then there's the train where you guys are right now. It is another center of Imperial activity, so it's actually like an AT-AT here as well as an AT-ST. And then there's just the center where the two roads, the river cross, and that is basically the Commerce Bazaar section.
What was that last section? Sorry.
This is the central section.
That was commerce, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to make sure I got all this right, just kind of from a brief transcript, just so we got the Sunstone side, that's kind of things further from the Empire. And then the Seraphine side, which is like luxuries and trade. The Mirage side, which is like kind of has a small resistance to the Empire going on. The train hub, which has a lot of like Imperial military, AT-AT, AT-ST, and then the central commerce hub.
Exactly.
Okay.
And to clarify that, the Seraphine side, the luxuries pass from the Seraphine side onto the Glacial Ocean side, so it kind of like passes through and cuts off the Sunstone side from the center. So there's like incredible squalor right next to people on yachts on a frozen river.
Okay. After kind of like discussing this with Theros, just be like, well, what you thinking now? We made it here.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and get this lightsaber off of me so we can, you know, get some credits, possibly, get some other suspected Jedi targets that might be out here.
I guess that's true. I mean, I guess we got, seems to be a pretty large Imperial presence here. We might be able to find somebody close by, even.
The most obvious place would be to be around the train area where their outpost is connected to all of the transit around here. Really, they're kind of enforcing the tariffs and taxes necessary. So that's where you find the most Empire.
Okay, so I guess we'll look for an officer.
Going out, there wasn't a lot of hubbub, not a lot of commotion, just people getting off of the train. Now that you're in Crowdport and you guys turn back around, you can see that there seems to be a bit of celebration going on. As you're talking to the stormtroopers, you overhear people talking about homesteading, stakeholders, that maybe there is a land grab going on in Crowdport, and then you can speak to the Imperial officer, who, in his British accent, greets both of you.
Good afternoon. Me and my partner here are bounty hunters, and we had ran into a Jedi out in the Dune Sea. Weren't able to recover the body, but we did manage to recover of a Jedi.
It's a good bounty. Because you called yourself a bounty hunter, I'm going to flip a dark side point to a light side, and he's going to say, please produce your bounty hunter license.
I wasn't aware that we needed a license, if I'm being honest with you. We're fairly new at this.
It's just that you actually didn't know. I didn't explain things, or like your characters didn't research how bounty hunting works in the Empire, or your character's playing dumb.
Both.
Oh, yeah, both.
So I spent the dark side point, so I say like your character kind of like forgot it, but I'll tell you guys meta narratively. You can do small jobs without a license. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Empire often will hire people with a license, and maybe like he's kind of like get the angle like if you had a license, you might be able to get more for this because you're kind of sanctioned. And
Okay,
then
so-
the next level above a licensed bounty hunter would be a Imperial Peacekeeper, which is like Boba Fett and Bosk, where Imperial Peacekeepers, they're like the go-to guys when they need high-profile people hit.
Okay.
And you're none of those. You're totally unsanctioned, and so he is willing to give you 100 credits for the lightsaber.
I haven't even told him it's a lightsaber.
Oh, sorry. My bad. He asked you to explain if you can produce the body.
I cannot produce the body, just due to the Dune Sea's taking of it. May I ask how would we get a license? You know, I know the Empire pays a lot, what former associates have told us.
Because you come to a official line for handing in this kind of contraband, it would be a simple matter of exchange. We're asking how you get it out in the world. I think the most common option would be for robbing the battlegrounds that the Clone Wars took place on.
Oh, I meant more, how would I get a license? Like, how would we become licensed?
Oh, sorry. You said license. I must have misheard you and heard. I thought you said lightsaber for some reasons. So to get a license, there's usually a few small minor jobs you would go through that would kind of increase your status, and then somebody in the Bothan Bounty Hunters Guild would basically need to be your sponsor, and then once you do a job under them, you'd be sanctioned.
Don't pose, you know, you might be able to skip those steps since we managed to get a Jedi killed for you. Because I don't believe there was ever any Clone Wars battles out here, if I'm recalling correctly.
Roll a negotiation against 3 difficulty. He
Can
really
I-
wants to change the arrangements.
Okay, can I have Nier roll that? Since we're both here.
Yeah, certainly, if he's willing.
Okay.
I'm more of the
So,
liar.
negotiation.
Yeah, I'm more of the liar sort.
Negotiation 3 difficulty, and you got 1 boost in the pool if you wanted it. And 2
take
light side points.
Let's see. No success, 3 advantage.
He says he's willing to, if you could produce an artifact of those traders, then he could probably put it as your first mark towards achieving the license. It wouldn't be enough to get a sponsor, but at least it would begin the journey since you guys are just getting started.
Artifacts? I just want artifacts for that mark?
He's willing to accept an artifact for your first marks, but once you do the actual sponsored mission, it's probably going to need to produce an entire body.
Oh, okay. I understand what you mean by artifacts now. Well, I just don't want to be carrying this thing around anymore. So, I will, go into my backpack and I will produce, the lightsaber.
And if you're willing to give it to him, you know that it's worth at least 900 credits. And because it's contraband, you could probably work more, but he's willing to give you 100 and start your paperwork.
What do you think, Nier?
Well, he knows we have it.
All he knows we have something.
Well,
I have plenty of
he knows
something in my backpack.
we are claiming to have something relevant to a Jedi,
Which I have plenty
we
of
would
in my
probably assume to be some kind of contraband, which we don't want to get in trouble with the Empire right now.
I mean, I
But
can hand
we'll
him
give it to
something.
him, and we'll take the. We
I
could
mean, I
take
don't
the
have-
paperwork starting,
I'm
but
saying, I have a lot of Jedi contraband in my backpack, including broken, shattered crystals.
He would probably want at least a full handle. It doesn't need to be a working handle, but it would need to be a handle with the crystal and everything inside of it.
I guess then all I have is
The only problem is if we start our paperwork, then they have us on file. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're gonna have to eventually do that anyway.
Not
If we-
necessarily.
Well, I mean, if we ever wanted to, you know, bounty hunt
Well-
for them.
If we did, yeah, but weren't we kind of only intending to do that in order to find like resistance pockets?
You can become a bounty hunter without working just for the Empire. Obviously,
Oh, okay.
they're like, but the bounty hunter is required to do the next Imperial Peacekeeper step, and that is all Empire. But there are general freelance bounty hunters.
Okay. Well,
You could do that paperwork through the Spynet, or the Empires are willing to start it with you.
okay. Well, I guess
So-
at this point, what's done is done. So, I don't think I have enough stuff to give him other than the training lightsaber, I would assume.
Not prepared and on hand.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck now, so let's just.
Alright, it is what it is.
You get your 100 credits. Each of you guys now have 1 mark, so you need 3 marks, and then you can find a sponsor. Or you can find one, and this won't accept you until you get 3.
But now they have our names and.
I mean, you don't have to tell them your real name.
Yeah, you actually, they don't call for real names at all. They kind of, they assign you a number rather than asking your name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Little
How was I gonna give them my real name? Alright. So, that their training lightsaber. And add 50 more credits.
What a kindness. You shared 50 with your friend.
Yeah, he literally had nothing to do with making it, but it's fine. Well, accidentally gave myself 50 experience. Minus 50. Alright. Alright.
Okay, so we got our bounty hunting license
Mark.
number. Or
Yeah.
we got our mark number or whatever. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yeah, what's your next? You guys are in the train district. Like I said, people are talking about the land grab going around Vessam right now. In other words, there's the rest of the city.
Well, if we want to continue down the Empire path, like we could try and pick up another like small job to deal with.
I mean, I'm more open to basically anything at this point.
We could go try and see what's up with this resistance movement. Or we could go to the
Let's try to find Jex. Oh, actually, yeah. Could I talk to the Imperial? Could we ask the Imperial officer about the bounty hunter that we saw? And
Sure, if you were able to describe, do you remember what Rytal looked like? It could also be a you could roll
was a-
intelligence, just straight intelligence, if you wanted to have your character remember. It's you or them.
I know she was a female chiss
I will
Um,
attempt to
that had her
think
like
really hard. You
normally
said 2
kept-
difficulty.
2 difficulty.
Oh, it'd be a shame if I rolled successes. All right. Nope. 2 failures, 1 advantage. I'll use that advantage to reduce my strain.
All you guys can remember is that she was a pretty female chiss.
And she might have been walking around with a young lad who is not a chiss.
So he does confirm that Rytal did hand in a bounty a couple of days ago, but doesn't recall her being with anybody.
Did she happen to say where she was going?
Certainly, the Empire would never ask.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
well,
Well, if we were to want to pick up more contracts, where would we go?
certainly there's going to be somebody in the town. Maybe you'd want to go to the Balemaster.
Okay.
All right. Well, we will consider that. I'll thank him for his assistance and start kind of heading out the door. Get away from prying ears.
Yeah.
Probably hop in the speeder and start just kind of driving around while we talk, try and figure out what's next.
That's fine. You can continue to talk amongst yourselves. Once you find an angle, I'll ask you how you're going to do it.
So, I mean, Alex, do you have a direction that you kind of want to go? It seems like we've got a bunch of options.
Trying to think.
We want to do actual bounty hunting. It sounds like the Balemaster could be an option to do Imperial stuff, or we could go find, like, we could go to the Sunstone area where things are kind of crappy, and maybe try and find some like gang activity if we wanted more underworld type stuff. If we want to do guard work, we could go to the luxury people and see if there's anything they need help with.
So I like the possibility of anti-imperial stuff in that one section.
Mirage resistant stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think we should go. If this makes sense. I don't think we should go out searching for the rebellion. I think, or rebel activity. But it would probably be good to start getting known in that kind of circle.
That makes sense, but how are we going to do that?
I mean, cantinas. Cantinas, look for work, see what pops up.
And just kind of head over to the Mirage side and start
Doing
poking around for random stuff, getting our name out there.
Yep, exactly.
So if you're
Okay.
just trying to find a place to hang out, get your name out there, that's going to be streetwise against 3 difficulty.
Alright. Well, you didn't roll any of my ability stuff. Alright. Oh my god, roll successes, thank you. 2 successes, 1 advantage. Use that advantage to reduce my strain.
Very soon. I had to pee, that's all. Sorry, I knocked the wire out of my headphones. That was 0 successes and 2 successes?
2 successes, 1 advantage.
I didn't roll.
Oh, you didn't roll. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What would you like to spend that advantage on?
I reduced my strain.
Alright, so you do find a cantina, and in there is somebody who has an emblem of what kind of looks like a semicircle in red with a little like eagle's head coming out of the top. He identifies as a rebel agent and that he is recruiting. Please both of you roll a force rating die.
Too late.
I had 1 dark.
Nier intuitively feels the high midichlorian count in this person.
Oh. Okay.
It's because I rolled it. It's because I didn't press R.
Alright,
No, it's fine. No, I would have gotten it anyway. R still. Oh my god. I'm gonna keep doing this just until I don't get dark. See how-
I'm just gonna kind of like whisper to Theros and just be like, I think he's one of us. I'm just getting Getting the feeling.
Well, get detached. What sort of work do you have before we decide to proverbially jump into bed with this rebellion?
They laugh, and Leland tells you that he is just a recruiter, but typically once you're in there, they're trying to disrupt Imperial lines, and here on Vessem, they're really doing their best trying to keep the Imperial control limited to Cryoport. So anything they can do to foment ill will between the crime lords and the frontier towns is basically their entire objective. With the recent land grab, there's also the opportunity to try and pick up some land and, in a totally above board and legal way, make strongholds against the Empire right under their noses.
And what sort of jobs do you think we could do to assist with this effort?
Well,
Obviously, we're looking for a way to be able to eat and have a place to sleep. So just finding out, how we can help each other.
he chuckles and says, I think one of the best things about this opportunity is that it could get you off this planet as well, and then whatever starship you happen to get access to, you have access to the entire galaxy at large, and there's plenty of Empire to combat out there.
All right. So how do we go about near this is I'm sorry, I'm not really the talker. I have to
I'll just kind of like put a hand on
what's-
my friend's shoulder and just be like,
It's easier to
So-
convince people by lying than to convince people I'm not lying when I'm being honest.
That's very forthcoming of you. Well, and then I'm going to flip this dark side point. As you're all discussing the resistance, a cadre of stormtroopers comes in through the door and approaches you and Leland, and they point their E11s at you all.
Yes, sirs?
okay, can we help you? It's a little forward.
This agent is under arrest. You hear from behind. The Imperial general walks forward, not really an officer, but a general, steps forward and says, under arrest. Are you two with him?
No, and I don't even think this is the person you're looking for, as I use influence.
On the general?
Yep.
All right, so it's going to be a discipline check against 1 challenge and 2 difficulty, plus the force rating. So you need to have at least 1 white pip, and then you need to beat his discipline.
Okay, and I'm sorry, can you tell me those dice again?
A challenge, 2 difficulty.
1
And
challenge.
is this an obvious thing that's happening? Like, is he like putting his hand out like you do?
We'll see how his roll goes.
And I'm sorry, and what am I rolling? Like,
Discipline.
what ability? Discipline? Discipline's not terrible. How many boosts do we have?
I don't think you have any left.
Some. We don't. Yeah, well. It is what it is. One failure, 1 advantage.
You could spend a light side to re-roll it.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Can I also spend a light side to reduce the difficulty?
You can only do one or the other. So, like, if you had reduced the difficulty beforehand,
Yeah,
then you
I just
wouldn't have been
completely
re-roll.
forgot.
And
But-
you don't have to re-roll the force rating. Did you roll your force rating?
I have not.
Roll that right now before you re-roll everything. So 1 pip is technically enough to do it. It's up to you if you want to re-roll it. Go for 2, or you know what I'm saying.
When you say 2,
Like 2 pips.
oh, would 2 pips do more for me?
It would influence him a little bit more.
Okay.
So
Alright.
this
Or you
is
could
always
fail
take
or fail severely.
this is take the better of the rolls, I believe. I'll have to double check that later because it's been a while since I've done this. But I think so. You can't get a black pip and lose your white pip if you reroll that as well.
Okay, I'm sorry. You say so if I reroll, I have to even reroll the force, and then if I get dark, then it's dark.
I'm saying you can reroll the entire hand of dice, take the better of them. So you can reroll the force rating as well and get a chance of getting 2 pips. There's no chance of you losing your current 1 pip.
Oh, okay. So I'll do that.
Yeah, the best of all worlds.
So I'm rerolling literally everything.
Whole thing.
Okay.
That's better.
Hey, that is better. And then let's see. All right, and still 1 white.
Still 1. All right, so you do influence the general, and he seems, again, confused. In effect, you've starting to master. As he looks you all up and down, he says, maybe this is true, and he steps back, and the stormtroopers seem kind of perplexed.
And
But-
I'll step forward to just kind of like capitalize on this and just be like, sir, I'm definitely a little confused here. We just arrived in Cryoport. We actually just came from the Imperial offices at the train station to turn over some contraband. And we were just, kind of looking for a place to kind of recoup, get a drink, relax a bit, and and you guys just come in here pointing guns at us. Like,
Yes, you two are free to leave if you'd like, but this one is coming with us. I can't remember why.
Oh,
oh, I see.
is-
That's unfortunate. And I'll start kind of like fading towards the door to get behind the troopers and the general.
what is the guy next to us doing?
He wouldn't roll a perception against 2 difficulty.
Forget. I do not, but it's still 4. Let's see if I'll roll any successes. I rolled a lot of successes. 4 successes and a threat.
He is subtly drawing a blaster pistol out from behind his jacket and is clearly going to go with a fight.
Okay. Our friend here, he just got here with us. I just doesn't. Sorry, this doesn't make sense. Is there any way that we can go down to the office? I'm sure, the officer will remember us. And then I'll even pull out
Thank you.
identifier tag. Be like, yeah, we just came here. We all just got here. This is my husband.
This is going to be a challenging difficulty as you're trying to defuse the situation. I'm going to put it at 4 purple. You could just say, hey, we'll meet you down at the station, basically. But you're trying to say, let us walk ourselves down.
Yes. Should I flip a destiny point
You wanna upgrade?
to upgrade or to reduce difficulty?
I think that's fair.
I think it's upgrade.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if you can do either. That's why I'm asking.
I think it just turns a green to a yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generically makes your odds better.
I think it's like a 6% increase or something.
Nerd.
Woo! 2 successes.
So you do succeed, and with all this confusion going on, you actually have managed to defuse the situation, and the stormtroopers too, they're like, alright, well, don't let us see you on the streets again. And then they all walk away.
Did they scan my tag?
They did scan your tag.
Okay.
I'll take my hand off my blaster pistol.
Leland takes his hand off as well, and he sighs and says, wow, thank you guys. You really saved me a bit of a bruising, I think.
He's like, time to leave.
It would probably be best if...
We should split up. If you're still interested, and I really hope you are, please meet me in Mirage Springs. I'll be there for the next week or so. Crabport's getting a little bit hot for my taste.
Makes sense.
Anything you would recommend we should do here before we head out again? We like just got into town.
Honestly, if you can afford it, I would suggest trying to take a little boat around the glacial ocean. There's some incredible sights over there. I had the first feeling of peace I've had in a long time.
Okay, well, we'll consider that if we have time for sightseeing. But all right, stay safe. And I'll just kind of and then whisper under my breath, "May the force be with you."
And he whispers, and also with you.
God, we just got another Jedi we can turn in.
Well, you don't know he's a Jedi. You know he's force sensitive. I think we can probably do like one more thing and then we'll end the session.
I kind of think we should just leave. Like, we should just go to Mirage Springs. Just get out of here. We should not take the train, though. We should just drive out.
But I'm gonna tell the guy, you should probably, leave with us since you're supposedly my husband.
I thought that was a joke.
Oh.
But yeah, if you wanted to be canonical that was your excuse, then...
That was indeed my excuse.
Then...
Are you cheating on me?
He'll chuckle and say, I can't afford to lose my ride. I'll meet you guys there.
Fair enough. And is there like a back door or anything that we can quietly leave out of?
Let's say yes.
Okay.
All right.
And it's a road, so if you guys are going directly to Mirage Springs, it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't think we should stick around at all.
Yeah, I think it'd be best if we got out. So hop back in our speeder.
We're kind of committed now. If he hadn't scanned your ID, I would have been like, okay, maybe we could make something work. But
Well, I mean, all the ID says is like, oh yeah, it's a number. It look so it doesn't have my name or anything, but yeah.
well, the ID was tied to a lightsaber that got turned in, which is also now connected to rebel activity.
Yeah. And
Suspected rebel activity.
And I'm
Suspect.
sure that they could see when it was scanned and then look at security footage and get footage of
yeah,
us.
but here's the fun thing is I can, just kind of lie my way out of that one too. 'Cause I'd be like, yeah, I don't really remember it. I was hunting for some rebels that I had gone on contract to get, and I just started feeling weird, and then I thought this man was my husband. And then the general would be like, oh my god,
You
the
only
same
get
thing
lucky
happened
so
to me."
long, my dude.
No, it's fine. Let's just run. I mean, we should,
Yeah.
we should.
Yeah, sure, you guys dash on over. I think I'm going to give the description. Nestled within lush vegetation, Mirage Spring is a vital hub for both mineral and botanical trade. Inhabited by skilled botanists and geologists, its diverse marketplace is renowned for its selection of rare gemstones and rare medicinal or ornamental desert plants. They supply Crowport with the majority of its locally grown food, an economy which has paradoxically created a famine here, which is a part of why the resistance is starting to build up in Mirage Springs. And I think, yeah, that's our opener. We'll do more for next session. Did you guys have a good time?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was very nerve-wracking there.
I'm glad
as soon as we were sitting there talking to him and you said, I'm gonna flip a dark side, I was like, oh no. Oh, I love it though.
saying goodbye.
But-
Awesome. Yeah, you guys each get 10 experience. Please roll your D10 for conflict.
Oh, I got 10.
Nice. So you only go down by 10 because your conflict is 20. And I think you only go down by
down by
one.
one. Okay.
Good stuff. Before you flip it, who's gonna flip it?
I have a question real quick as far as conflict and stuff goes. If we are fighting like stormtroopers or other bad people, does that still give us conflict?
I'm generally saying when you kill a person, that's gonna be immediate 10 conflict. But then like stormtroopers, they're going to accrue more slowly. Like for those guys, it was like would be 10, 11, 12, probably like 10, and that's the entire fight if you killed like 50 stormtroopers. I'm not making a big like objective weight on how much someone killing one person is worse than killing another person, but yes,
I think it makes sense.
even stormtroopers have value.
Then in order to like offset that, because like, you know, if we're in the rebellion, like we're basically going to war, right? Like people will die in war, and you know, obviously that's terrible and should accrue conflict, but if we're accomplishing like objectives that help make people's lives better,
Objective.
like
Or
Does-
is it objective?
would that gain us or reduce our conflict?
That would, just like when your character approached Theros about what he did,
Mm-hmm.
then you had less conflict because of that. Yes.
Is there a way to gain more morality than just the D10 at the end of every session?
Canonically, there's not really. There are a couple like rare instances with like force convergences and things like that where it might occur, but generally no. It's a very slow walk towards morality and a very quick drop in morality if you do heinous things.
Okay. I'm just like a little concerned, I guess, because like I don't know how, like, even if we're fighting for the good, you know, air quotes around good guys, like we're still fighting, and I don't know how to.
Well, let's say like when Luke blew up the Death Star, that was 10 conflict. Does that comfort you at all? Millions of lives
mean,
lost.
A bit, yeah, but I guess like, so like if we were like engaged one squad, right? Would that still be 10 conflict?
Only if they actually died.
Okay.
So I guess the question would be like, obviously I think it should be easier to gain conflict than it should be to reduce conflict. But I guess it's kind of like, you know, if we get into a fight and, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, it's them or us. Obviously there should be conflict in that because, you know, you're doing things that are internally going to cause you conflict. But I guess, yeah, it's just like, how do you go about doing things to, you know, counteract that?
As you
Like-
go through the rebellion storyline, I can try to introduce more options to increase your morality outside of this basic conflict system if you'd like.
I think that, yeah, just it's like, okay, yeah, Luke blew up the Death Star and got minus 10 conflict, but then he killed a bunch of stormtroopers in the second movie, so now he's at 20 conflict, and it's like, okay, but what does he do to reduce that conflict?
Yeah.
Or it,
Just how can we bring some good into the universe, I guess, to like gain morality? And I like I said, I agree with Alex and you that like conflict should be or it should be a lot easier to lose morality than gain it. But it just seems like nearly impossible to increase your morality while still fighting, like at all.
It is kind of where you guys are fighting too. In my other game, they're mostly fighting like Dark Jedi and things like that. And I would say a Dark Jedi probably no conflict to kill them. They're actually removing conflict from the universe.
Mm-hmm.
but we are putting conflict into the universe.
Yeah, you're fighting people who are desperate.
I think that makes sense.
Up until now, so I agree with that up until now, but I'm more worried about like going forward as we're addressing like, you know, actual bad people and stuff like that. Like just killing like like you said, gangsters and stuff that are desperate. Like that makes complete sense.
And the stormtroopers
Yeah.
too, they were like kidnapped kids who were then indoctrinated. They didn't have a choice of the matter. But I've got to end the session, so who's going to flip?
Harrison, you can do it because I did it last time, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think I've changed your color, so it should flip real good. That's it.
That was a good flip.
Thanks for playing, gentlemen. Oh, yeah, well, let's continue discussing this on the Discord. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and have a happy 4th of July.
Yep.
You as
too, man.
well.